Yeah, it is.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn, Seth, guys, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Doing good, man. Thanks for asking.
Good. All right. So tonight we are talking about the Howard G Magic Stick Habano Toro. Cigar is 6-inch by 50 ring gauge. Comes out of an undisclosed country, that obviously undisclosed factory, I guess, at that point. Wrapper is Habano, binder is Habano, filter from Nicaragua. Price point is $12, and the cigar was released in August of 2021. And we picked these cigars up from Corona Cigar Company. So if you are in the Florida area and you want to stop by a fantastic lounge and bar, do so. Or you can hit them up on the website, coronacigar.com, and purchase some cigars, and they'll ship them out to you. So with all of that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with the cigar?
Talking about the Howard G, right?
Yeah.
Talking about the magic stick.
Okay, the magic stick.
I know if I can hit once, I can hit twice.
Yep.
Habano.
Yep. You guys are all thinking that, right? When you saw this.
Oh yeah.
That's the first thing you think of.
100%.
I had the baddest chicks.
Okay. Okay. So flavor wise, I thought I thought the flavors are kind of tame. What I got out of the cigar was no homo, really good mouthfeel. No joke. I really thought this.
It's the magic stick, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So the magic stick was really nice in your mouth.
Listen, no homo here, but the magic stick feels great in the mouth.
It does. It really does.
I feel
It
really
does.
bad
So-
for Howard G listening to us right now.
No, I really did. I really thought the body was really good. Like, it was super buttery, very oily. It had this, it had some like pretty good tannins to it, but it was weird because the actual flavors I thought were kind of thin. It definitely got some cream, cedar, baking spices, but those flavors in itself didn't really do much. And it didn't really kind of bring the body and that butteriness together. So it basically stayed that way the whole time. I would have liked for sure more spice, more sweetness, just more something, right, to kind of increase the flavors and give it a bit more depth. But pretty good opening. I haven't had any other cigars from Howard G aside from this. Hopefully we get to try some of his other ones down the road.
All right, Seth, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, as your photo show, I thought this was really just a beautiful cigar. I
Mhm.
thought the wrapper, the bands, I thought everything just looked fantastic. First third, leather, dry earth, oak, had a really good coffee flavor. I really enjoyed the first third. It kind of went down. Well, it did. It did go downhill in the second and final third. Not negatively. Well, yes, negatively, but I'm trying to be delicate in how I say this. I guess it wasn't bad, but it just was not as pronounced as the first third, and it was kind of lacking. So it just kind of went flat, which is a bummer because it was a great looking cigar, and I really wanted this cigar to do awesomely, and it did awesomely. There you go.
All right, John.
Yeah, it was surprising. I think June kind of hit it on the head that I think typically when I see or hear Habano, I'm thinking intensity, spice, just bold, rich flavors. And I think there was some boldness to the flavors in the first third, but I would say the intensity was surprising because it was far creamier and wood forward than it was spice forward. And so I was taken aback because I kept expecting this blast of spice or blast of pepper, and it wasn't there. And I think in a way that's a good thing because, you look at most Habanos on the market and they're all very, very spice forward. So the first third kind of started out a little bit more subdued, like almost Cameroonish with bread, baking spices, wood. And then the spice kind of kicked in. I was like, okay, there's the spice, but then it dropped right off and it was very, I would say medium, and there was some chocolate, and I was like, okay, this is a really interesting cigar. I think Seth kind of mentioned the second third, or maybe it was June, the flavors kind of became thin. That is, there was still chocolate hay and wood, but there was just not enough intensity there to keep my interest. So it was pleasant, but it didn't elevate it to the point where I was like really engaged. But again, surprising for Habano because that's not what I expect. And then the last third, I think, was just more wood and hay forward. Some bread and baking spices tried to break through, but it really lacked a lot of the complexity of that first third. Burn was just about perfect. I had to do one touch up, and draw was right on the money. So, yeah, overall, I would say slightly above average. But as I said in my notes, if you're looking for a Habano that's a lot lighter, it's a pretty reasonable choice. How's your experience, Aaron?
Yeah, for me, the cigar had a flavor profile focused around musty toasted wood. Later became defined as cedar, some dry earth, black pepper. Construction was great, aside from just one relight on the cigar, but you know, it presented a fairly average flavor profile. Very little transitioning to it. It's an approachable flavor profile, as you guys mentioned. Lower strength level, so I think it's something anyone can smoke. Like, it
Yep.
appeals to a wide range of smokers, so anybody could pick this up and smoke it. Price point's a bit high, $12. Probably not something I would return to. But I enjoyed, smoking a new brand that I hadn't smoked before. And I think probably as the next step, I'd, maybe want to try one of the limited editions just to get a feel for what they do on that side of things. Just to mix it up a little bit. All right, so getting into the scores, we're going to start at the top with Seth at 6.10. John gave it a 6 even. Jiunn gave it a 5.75. I gave it a 5.65. So Seth, had that 6.1 matchup for you.
That actually lines up pretty well. I do want to come back to the other Howard G offerings. Just because, I don't know, there's something about the cigar really looked great. And I thought there was an appearance to it, which I'm like, man, it's a smaller company, but they put pride into it. I see, the name Black,
Bands.
yeah, the name Black Moses sounds pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
They have a Cameroon, which I'm always interested because you never know what type of Cameroon you're gonna get.
Right.
I would like to know who's making this stuff, just out of curiosity. I wish they wouldn't hide it.
It doesn't taste like it's coming out of the Dominican Republic.
It doesn't.
I really expected it to be Dominican, and I was like, it doesn't taste Dominican, so I don't know.
Yeah, and I definitely come back to it. I don't think they're really mind-blowing. The price is a little high, but I think for someone like me, I'd come back and try some.
Yeah. All right, John, 6 even.
Yeah, I think I assume that Seth and I probably lined up almost identically in score. I just had a slight knock on the burn. But that also does match up for me. It's a slightly above average flavor profile with near perfect construction, and that's what takes it to a 6. We're talking about the price. I don't know if the price at this stage is high. I mean, I kind of feel like, 6 years ago, maybe, but the entry point for boutiques these days kind of seems like the floor is $10. So $12 doesn't seem that unreasonable to me. That being said,
No.
I'm a cheap Scottish guy, so $12 is a bit much to me, especially when there's other offerings in the market. But that being said, like Seth mentioned, I love new brands. I love trying new stuff from new companies. So whatever else they've got out sounds good. Black Moses, sign me up.
Yeah. All right, Jiunn, 5.75.
So craft boutique brand cigars that charge $12 and up kind of reminds me of, like you go to these food truck events where they all pull a bunch of food trucks together at a whatever events area or whatever parking lot typically.
I can imagine I'm in America.
They have some good food trucks.
Yeah, but they charge you sometimes, most of the time, these little hipster ones, they charge you kind of an uptick on food that comes in a paper tray that you have to eat at a fucking parking lot, So
What the hell are you going
up payments?
What are you shitting on hipsters for, man? You gotta pay the hipsters. That's how they live their life.
No, what I'm saying is so some of these hipster brands in general out there that charge you a premium, I don't like it, man. I don't like it.
Well, I don't.
But are you saying Howard G's a hipster?
No, I don't know. Actually, is he? I've never met the guy, so I have no idea what he's like. but I guess what I'm trying to say behind that is, I don't like the new norm. I mean, who does, right? Nobody wants the new norm of MSRP of cigars to be hitting that 12 plus range, right? In which, for me, I have fond memories of mainly cigars that are below that price point that I've enjoyed throughout the years.
Those days are
So-
done, man. You gotta live with it now.
Living in the past, brother.
Like, stop. As
All
much
right,
as we, as
give
much
me a
as we
dab it
can-
off.
as much as we complain about the new stuff, and we like to go back to the old days so many times, on this one we got to shut up. That's the new norm.
All right.
So
Give me
my
a whirl.
5.65 matches up well. It was an average flavor profile, but had really good construction. So that's kind of what it gets it the mid upper mid fives, I guess. So any other final thoughts on this one? I also did think the bands were pretty slick, especially that secondary band.
Yeah. What did it remind you of? That red, white, right? It brings back some sort of memories, right? Like what?
Yeah,
Well,
actually, I did get it. I did get some memories.
The primary band
But what?
kind of takes me
Like-
back to like, it reminds me like some collegiate stuff. And the secondary
Oh.
band, I was like, how close is this to the Habanos logo? Right?
Hmm.
With the yellow and the red kind of thing.
Oh, is
And
that
I
what
know
you?
it's- I know
Is
it's
that
gold-
what
I know
you?
it's a little
Is that what
gold
you
and
got
red.
out of it?
A little,
Yeah,
it's a
what'd
little
you get out
gold
of
and
it,
red,
Seth?
but it kind of reminded me of the Habanos logo a little bit.
The secondary bands and the main bands. The secondary bands made me think
Pull up that
of
picture again, right?
Yeah,
if you don't mind.
Yeah,
yeah, I like
pull it.
this.
Let me see.
If your
Definitely
audience
felt
can weigh in.
nostalgic, right?
There
Like, the look
was
kind of felt like something.
the secondary bands reminded me of the old San Latano. It had like this Nat Sherman and San Latano, like of the Habano, Connecticut. And then the Howard G made me think of, there was like a cigar.com or a CI brand, in-house brand that had a logo similar to that years ago. And
Mm.
that's what it reminded me of. But I like how these, I like the look, man.
I think the
looks
I think the
nice.
logo is really well thought out. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's much, to be frank, it's much better than a lot of boutique companies' logos.
I like
I have
love the
fair
I
margin.
love the wrapper. I like the wrapper color and the
Yeah.
background right there with the leaves. Aaron, dude,
That's June.
nasty.
That's June.
That's June. You did that? Shut up.
This is what
no way
California
you
looks
did
like, man, all the time.
Bastards.
that. June, you took that photo?
Yeah, that's usually my spot. Once if it's good lighting.
If it's good, that's really good lighting. Actually, that's what you should do. All these photos just like that. That's fucking great, man.
Well, I do until one time I did it. The wind was blowing, and the cigar cracked, but I still
Ooh.
gave
All
the
you have to
burner
do is
very
you just
good.
got to get them all out there at one time and just do them back to back to back to back.
No.
Especially now at this time of the year, you have to do that because you don't know if
I
it's gonna rain or
know.
not. You know?
Yeah, in the darkness.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, I thought it looked great. Does he have any other new releases?
Yeah,
for this year, or-
everything is new releases this year.
Yeah,
He's got
camera.
I think a natural and a Cameroon, and then he's got Black Moses, and he's got some other limiteds from two football players. They each have their own.
Oh, okay.
He's got a lot of
Yep.
stuff. He's got a lot of stuff.
Let's do it.
So
Light that candle.
all
It's
right,
not
if you-
bad for the first. It's really not bad actually from us. If you look at for a brand new, I know you're trying to wrap this up, Aaron.
That's all right.
But we're gonna keep talking about this guy.
the limiteds are expensive.
If
How
you look at
expensive? I mean, you
if
say expensive, but like, how
20
is
bucks,
how?
18,
We're
20
about-
bucks.
so it's less
That's
than
not-
for
that
a
isn't
crab.
even-
For a
that's-
boutique brand,
Yeah,
for,
but
yeah, for
but hold-
initial release.
for
I
a
was gonna-
newcomer.
I was gonna. Well, I was just gonna say actually.
Who
for
is he? This guy thinks he's
overall-
Mike Kirklots. Like,
June, can I give him a compliment before you shit on him, please?
I'm kidding. Go ahead. Sorry.
stir in the pot.
I actually think that if that's one of his like regular brands, that's
Mhm.
not a bad initial review from us for a
Right.
new brand.
Yeah.
For that price point, I don't think it's
Sure.
that bad.
That's not bad.
18
It's not
bucks
bad at
doesn't
all.
seem
It's not
crazy
bad. I'm not saying
expensive
it's bad
anymore.
at all. Yeah.
Since we
18
smoked
to-
like $32 cigars that haven't been good.
I don't know. The next
Yeah,
one seems
yeah.
the next one seems crazy, but Cordoba and Morales always does that for me.
There you go.
All right. If you just catch this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us. We'll also check out the full written review on the website, developmentpalace.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Magic stick.